you found out Friday that your primary race would be contested, and what was your reaction, and how'd you find out?
Found out just a couple minutes after the opponent had filed, and it's not surprising too much, and I look forward to the challenge. It's all part of the process.
In a way, does it make the race a little more exciting for you?
Somewhat. I mean, I get to talk about the issues that are important. I remember the first time around, I didn't have an opponent in either the primary or the general, and you're not sure what people want to hear from you. So this will definitely make me talk about the issues that are important to the constituents.
And I assume that means you're getting a little bit more media attention too.
Sure.
So what are the issues that are important to you? Like, what do you want voters to know about what you're going to do the second time around?
Well, I think property taxes have been at the forefront for several years now. Trending has certainly had an impact on how Tippecanoe County deals with property taxes and also across the state. So that's always going to be an important issue for taxpayers. But I think another aspect that's important to this office, and probably half of our responsibility, is the financial and budgetary aspect, the reporting that is needed for the council and commissioners to make spending decisions, the financial reporting that we have to do to State Board of Accounts, and I think that's where I probably lend the most experience with my education and skills.
And you have a background in accounting?
Yes.
Do you have a CPA?
No.
But that was your kind of degree?
I graduated from Cranert with a degree in accounting, yes.
And one of the complaints that James was telling me about was he was saying that the office here is inefficient in some ways. Do you have a response to that?
I would just say that we've made a lot of changes since 2007. We have made advancements in technology. We've implemented new tax software, and with that comes growing pains for any office. So I look forward to the next term really tightening those efficiencies that we've gained and just working toward maybe more accuracy in our data and in our work than speed. It's been about getting the job done, and I think we've been able to do that, and so now we can focus on the accuracy.
Overall, would you say that your constituents are happy with what the office is doing?
I think overall, we deal with taxpayers on a daily basis. We answer their questions in regard to homesteads and how to calculate taxes. I haven't heard a lot of any issues or problems with the office. So
you don't think that there's any scandal brewing or anything about the way the office is run? It's just...
No, I don't think so.
You're doing a good job and people think so?
I think so, yes.
Being the current auditor, you obviously have an advantage in the election. Do you feel that that'll set you ahead?
I think you always have to be prepared for someone to run, prepared for what they might say. But I think overall, I have proven that I'm not going to just sit back and go with the status quo. Like I said, we've made significant changes, and I think that speaks for itself.
So you're not just going to lean back and just...
Oh, no, certainly not.
How are you going to approach this campaign differently than your last campaign?
Definitely talking to people. I don't think that the responsibilities between the two offices are very clear. Who has what role in the role of property taxes? And so just getting out and talking to people and making sure that they're aware of who plays what role would be important to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's confusing even to me too.
Yeah.
Just who's doing what. Do you work with James much? Like, do you know him on a personal basis?
We don't interact a lot, but I would say our relationship is cordial. The county assessor and I have facilitated or tried to facilitate a couple of meetings between our staff over the years. I feel like this office has tried to work well with that office and vice versa. It's not an antagonistic relationship.
So it's just kind of a polite acquaintanceship.
Right, right.
Nothing particularly great or particularly bad.
Right, right.
Is there a message that you have for your constituents going into this primary election?
One thing I would say is that if you look at efficiency in an office, particularly a financial office, that you can't just look at a process and say, this would be better served to be done this way. When you're talking about the type and amount of money that we handle, you also have to think about segregation of duties and internal control as you're looking at those processes. And that's something that I think I bring to the table, and it's important to safeguard the public's money.
So you're making sure that you're overseeing every separate process here and making sure everyone's doing their job.
Right, just that there's not just that property tax aspect that's very visible to the public, but there's the side that's not so visible. The managing of 250 funds, the accounting for payroll, accounts payable, all of the different transactions that the office takes care of.